What if Fives successfully exposed the truth about the inhibitor chips? Anakin Skywalker and Captain Rex stood trapped within the ray shield, tension thick as Fives desperately explained the truth about the inhibitor chips. His words were a mixture of urgency and desperation, each syllable striking deeper into their core. "They're not just in me," Fives insisted, his voice trembling. "They're in all of us. The chips, they control us. It's all a setup. A plan to use us against you." Before Anakin or Rex could reply, Commander Fox stormed in, his squad's blasters raised. "ARC Trooper Fives, stand down," Fox ordered sharply. "By order of the Chancellor, you're under arrest." Rex stepped forward, his voice firm but restrained. "Fox, you need to listen to him. Something's not right." Fox's expression hardened. "My orders are clear, Captain. Move aside." Anakin reached out through the Force, searching for answers. He felt distrust and fear emanating from Fox and his squad. When Fox aimed his blaster at Fives, Anakin acted. "Sorry about this, Commander," Anakin said, and a wave of the Force surged outward, rendering Fox and his men unconscious. Rex frowned, glancing at the fallen clones. "Was that really necessary, sir?" Anakin's tone was resolute. "We don't have time for debates, Rex. Grab Fives. We're leaving." In a discreet corner of Coruscant's labyrinthine underworld, Rex used a secure channel to contact Ahsoka Tano. "Ahsoka," Rex began, his voice heavy with urgency. "I know you wanted nothing to do with the Jedi after what happened. But this isn't about them. It's about the clones. About us. I need your help." Ahsoka hesitated before responding. "What's going on, Rex?" "It's Fives," Rex explained. "He found something. Something big. If he's right, it's not just about the war. It's about all of us. I need you to keep him safe while we figure this out." After a long pause, Ahsoka relented. "Bring him to me. I have a safe house in the underworld. We'll be off the radar." Ahsoka's safe house was nestled deep within the labyrinthine underbelly of Coruscant, fortified against the prying eyes of the galaxy's most relentless bounty hunters. "Fives," Ahsoka said as she secured the perimeter, "we'll keep you safe here. No one knows about this place." Fives frowned, glancing around warily. "If they put a bounty on me, they'll find us. Credits make people do things. Desperate things." Before Ahsoka could respond, the door shuddered with the unmistakable sound of a detonation charge. "Stay behind me," Ahsoka commanded. The blast tore through the entrance, smoke and debris filling the room. A squad of bounty hunters poured in, their blasters lighting up the dim space. Ahsoka ignited her twin lightsabers, their blue blades casting an eerie glow. The leader of the group, a gruff voice laced with malice, called out, "Hand over the clone, Jedi. You'll make this easier for everyone." Ahsoka's eyes narrowed. "You want him? You'll have to go through me." The room erupted into chaos. Ahsoka danced through the hail of blaster fire, her movements precise and deadly. She deflected bolts with expert precision, sending them ricocheting into the attackers. Fives took cover behind a console, his carbine picking off stragglers who tried to flank her. One bounty hunter, wielding a vibroblade, closed the distance. Ahsoka spun low, slicing the weapon in half before delivering a swift kick that sent him crashing into a wall. The leader, a hulking Trandoshan, advanced with a flamethrower. Flames roared across the room, forcing Ahsoka to leap onto the wall and flip over his head. She severed the fuel line with a clean stroke, sending the hunter sprawling in an explosion of sparks. As the last attacker fell, Fives emerged from cover, his breathing ragged. "They're not going to stop," he said grimly. This bounty, it's too high. Ahsoka extinguished her lightsabers, her expression resolute. Then we'll make sure no one knows where you are. Anakin and Rex infiltrated Kamino under the cover of darkness. Wearing civilian disguises and relying on the Force, Anakin avoided detection while Rex led them through secret access tunnels. Inside the cloning facilities, they found Eze-3, the droid who had helped Fives before. Anakin addressed the droid, his tone firm. "We need to see the chips. Can you show us what they really do?" Eze-3 hesitated, his photoreceptors flickering. "The chips are not standard health monitors. They're behavioral modifiers. Their activation can override all free will." Rex clenched his fists, anger flashing in his eyes. "They were going to turn us into slaves." Anakin gathered the data, his resolve hardening as he spoke. "We take this to the Council. No one else." Back on Coruscant, Anakin presented the evidence to the Jedi Council. Mace Windu's voice was heavy with suspicion. "These are grave accusations, Skywalker. If true, they implicate the highest levels of the Republic." Yoda's ears twitched as he added, "Dangerous, this truth is. But act we must." While the Council debated their next move, Anakin made a private decision. He sent Rex to Padme Amidala. Together, they began secretly spreading the truth. Messages were delivered discreetly to every Jedi with a clone battalion and every senator with clone guards. "Remove the chips." Whispers reached Palpatine, and he summoned Anakin to his office. The Chancellor's tone was urgent yet calm, a mask of practiced composure. "Anakin, my boy," Palpatine began, his voice dripping with paternal concern, "you've been misled. The Jedi are plotting against the Republic. That's why they're removing the chips." Anakin stood firm, his expression unreadable. "The chips override free will, Chancellor. They have no place in a republic that values freedom." For a fleeting moment, Palpatine's mask of calm cracked, but he quickly regained his composure. Palpatine realized, it is time to change his plan. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as Count Dooku's hologram broadcast the live execution of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine. The stage was set on Naboo, the Chancellor's homeworld, against the backdrop of Theed's opulent palace. Palpatine, bound and kneeling, appeared frail but calm. His voice, barely above a whisper, carried a weight of resigned dignity. "I die as a servant of the Republic," he murmured. "My only regret is that I could not protect it from the Separatists' treachery." Dooku stood behind him, a cruel smirk playing on his lips. "The Republic's reign ends today," he announced. "The galaxy will remember this as the moment the Jedi's corruption was laid bare and the Confederacy brought order to chaos." With a theatrical flourish, Dooku ignited his crimson blade and brought it down in a clean arc. The feed cut to static, leaving the galaxy in shock. The Jedi Council convened in solemn silence, the execution of Palpatine sending ripples of unease through the Force. Mace Windu's brow furrowed. The galaxy mourns his loss, but something about this feels wrong. Yoda nodded, his expression grim. Too easily, this played into Dooku's hands. A trap, this may be. Anakin Skywalker stood near the center of the chamber, his jaw clenched. He staged the entire thing. "I know it. Palpatine doesn't just get captured. This was planned." Ki-Adi-Mundi folded his arms. "We have no proof, Skywalker. The evidence suggests Dooku executed him. The Force may be clouded, but we must proceed cautiously." Despite their reservations, the Council agreed to maintain vigilance. They would watch for signs of Palpatine's hand from the shadows. The galaxy, still reeling from the execution of Chancellor Palpatine, found itself at a crossroads. Into this void of leadership stepped Bail Organa, a voice of reason and compassion amid the chaos. Unanimously elected as Supreme Chancellor, Organa immediately began pursuing a course of diplomacy. Under his leadership, the Republic extended an olive branch to the separatists. He called for the cessation of hostilities and demanded the surrender of Count Dooku, offering amnesty to systems willing to rejoin the Republic. Though skepticism lingered, his actions began to sow the seeds of hope in a galaxy weary of war. The Jedi, burdened with losses and mistrust, worked alongside Organa to stabilize the galaxy. Anakin Skywalker and his allies became beacons of resilience, striving to uncover the Sith's shadowy plots and root out remnants of corruption within the Republic. Yet, as peace talks began, an unease lingered within the Force. On a distant world shrouded in secrecy, a dark figure stepped into the shadows. Sheev Palpatine, Darth Sidious, was far from gone. The Sith Master, his plans disrupted but not undone, quietly rebuilt his web of influence. Patience was a Sith virtue, and he would wait as long as necessary to seize the galaxy once again. The galaxy was scarred but not broken. For now, hope flickered in the darkness, a light that Palpatine vowed to extinguish when the time was right. Drop the scenarios you would like to see in the comments, and I will pick one every week. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.